Welcome to round 3 of the Magic Gathering Strat Extended Pauper League. We are 1-1, fresh off our loss to the crazy hexproof deck with 4 or more colors, playing against Bava, one of the fearless leaders of said tournament, and organizers for Magic Gathering Strat. Good dude. Alright, so it looks like we lost the roll, so we're going to be on the draw. And this is our first time switching it up, playing FlickerGate. 5 land, have all of our guild gates, is a little slow. Hopefully he's not playing anything fast. Prism's a pretty good draw. Blue-white, alright, hasn't played creatures, so hopefully some sort of control deck. We're drawing infinite lands. He's playing Esper, okay, so Duress actually would have been sweet for him to cast since I have no legal targets right now. Of course I draw a Flicker. We get to play the Gatekeepers out, and he has cancel, yep. So he's stuck on lands with no black mana as well. And we have mono lands. Wow, so he's really got nothing. CDs is Faithful, another card that I played to add in a little variance to it. I liked it as a creature that you could ghostly flicker that would bounce other creatures. It was very cheap, so it was good against aggressive decks too, since I figured this deck's main weakness is to aggressive decks, especially in game 1. And also being able to bounce my own Gatekeeper or Archaeomancer in response to removal could be a pretty sick play too, so I figured that would be an interesting one. So consequently he has found his black mana. Only had to discard an Auramancer, but getting head on cards now. End of turn inspiration means I'm probably going to take this opportunity to resolve a ghostly flicker on Prophetic Prisms to Divination. Yep. The reason is I can get back the Ghostly Flicker with my Archaeomancer, and I really just want more cards. I don't really care about making him discard when he has a million cards in hand, so he probably has a lot of blanks against me, so flickering Ravenous Rats isn't that good, but I just want to get my engine online. So he kills it. Think twices, so he's going to have a lot of cards in hand. But he tapped out, which is fortunate for us, so we get to Ghostly Flicker. And the reason why we don't Flicker Prism to draw an extra card while he's tapped out there is we only have 5 mana, so that would leave us with only 2 left, meaning we could not respond to a removal spell to save our guy. Which is like the perfect situation for having Undying Evil, because people will almost always go for it if you have less than 3 mana. But we are in a game where somehow we're still up 2 cards on him, despite him seemingly drawing a lot more cards. So I flicker in response to him drawing 2 just to try to draw an extra card. And I can flicker one more time because I think he probably doesn't have 2 1-mana removal spells. I assume he has, if anything, 1 2-mana removal spell, which I can respond to. So it makes me discard at my end of turn. Now, I figure that this is also not the best play since he has the ability to basically untap, use all of his mana, and then he could play like 3 removal spells, so I didn't really think that through that much, but I did just want to draw some cards. So he's basically forcing me to flicker here in response to the deadweight, and then I'm forcing him to do something else, so cancel is really annoying, but he's hopefully low enough that I get to Archaeomancer back to flicker anyway. Yep, he's tapped out, so interesting amount of tapping out is going on his end, so it really just makes it quite easy. Now against control, I'd rather be playing the white Gatekeeper. The 7 life doesn't matter, but creating extra threats really makes it harder on his removal. But Cerulean is just too important for the non-aggro or non-control matchup. So we're just kind of moving along here. Seraph of Dawn. So he's got cancel mana open. Draw my Undying Evil finally. So I'm trying to just bait out a cancel. Here, I'll just bounce it so I can attack for 3. Just to tap his mana a little bit. Hopefully draw Ubelsaw Gatekeepers so I can deadweight it. And then he'll counter that, and then maybe I'll Devour Flash. So he's trying to resolve it again. Which I'm totally fine with. So I guess I go for the Devour Flash and a turn it, and that works. Leading off with Forbidden Alchemy is pretty sweet. I get an Archaeomancer, bin a couple removal spells and a land. We're getting to the point in inevitability here. Archaeomancer lands. Get back to Forbidden Alchemy rather than Devour Flesh. Could have used the Flicker to get back the Flicker, but and gone back a different spell, but figure all alchemy, see if I hit anything relevant here. Probably taking this murder. Yep. That way I can kill the Student of Ojutai. At end of turn. He plays Devour Flesh. This is a bad play by me. Ooh, I remember this play. So I have 3 mana open, and I respond to Devour Flesh with Undying Evil, targeting my Archaeomancer. I really should have just let it resolved and just let my Cerulean Gatekeepers die. But by casting this allows him to play a 3 mana removal spell in response to kill my Archaeomancer, and I can't flicker it because I only have 2 mana open. So that was a really bad play. So he's basically countering my Undying Evil and killing an Archaeomancer that he shouldn't have been able to kill. So kind of a misplay by me, and then I have to Devour Flesh anyway. So that really limits my clock. And so I might be up 7 cards in hand on him, but he, is a little head on board. So I have to kill his guy, attack, probably have to Ghostly Flicker a couple times here to try to draw a card. Draw another Flicker is pretty good. So I guess I'll do it one more time. Hit Cerulean Gatekeepers, and then I don't want to lose my Archaeomancer to a removal spell. I want him to have to use 2 removal spells. Font of Return is kind of a beating. So it's good value for him, but we're drawing some creatures, which is sweet. Play Gatekeeper, pass. He gets back Seraph, Student, and Auramancer, which gets back the font, so I really like that value. That's actually really sick. So in response, I'll draw a card. And he thinks twice, which is fine with me. I hit Grave Purge, which is really sick because I can probably get that to resolve right now when he's tapped out, which I do. So I get to put Cerulean, Archaeomancer, Cancer, Ravenous Rats in top of my library, immediately drawing usually the Ravenous Rats because I want to rip his hand apart. But I get the Archaeomancer. So he may have some creatures, but I have like the lock at this point. So, he's forcing me to maybe cancel my Flicker. Nope. Just murder my guy, which is totally fine. I get to draw a card, which is way better than gaining 7 life because I know the top of my deck is loaded with good cards. Seraph of Dawn. Okay, so here I can deadweight, kill his guy. Auramancer, get back murder. Murder his Seraph. Attack for 2. Rat him, he discards Ghostly Flicker. And Archaeomancer, get back Grave Purge. So I got Flicker and Grave Purge, so he needs like multiple counter spells in addition to being able to stop my board from killing him. Prussian Chimeras, pretty good card. Student of Ojachai, okay. He's just not doing very well in the counterspell department here, so I'll just lead straight up with Flicker. Get back Flicker Murder so I can keep attacking this turn. Yeah, and he just basically showed no counters. I'll attack because it'll let me Ubulsar Gatekeepers if he decides to block, but he plays Celestial Flare, which allows me to Flicker to save my creature, gain 7 life. I'll then now Flicker to get his last card in hand, which was another Student of Ojachai. He's got to think twice. Think twice is pretty sweet with Student of Ojachai. You get to gain a decent amount of life. Pretty sure Cerulean Gatekeepers is probably going to gain me a lot more life just consequently with Ghostly Flicker than Student does, but it seems like he can go off and gain a lot of life in one turn, but he's just in a spot where I get to do whatever I want, so making him discard Celestial Flare, pretty sick before I attack. He blocks, he's going to die to Ubulsar. And I guess get to throw out my creatures now. Yeah, I'm at 55, he's only at 22, so creatures are getting flooded on the board. I get the Grave Purge, get my Archaeomancer back. Archaeomancer get back Grave Purge. You guys can see pretty clearly how this deck has some late game inevitability. So Tragic Slip, not the best card. So yeah, that's game 1. Now I'm down to only 855. He's at 11, so I'm losing the clock battle, but we all know the sideboard plan of Curse of the Bloody Tome. And I don't know if he knows the sideboard plan, so again, I don't necessarily bring in my enchantment removal, I just bring in Cremate and Crypt Incursion, stuff like that. So, take out some dead weights and some, dead cards in general. So we're going to be on the draw this game. Ooh. Maybe I did bring in Ray of Revelation. Maybe I thought that's the only possible way I could lose. Actually, you know what? My other thought was Ray of Revelation could kill Font of Return or Font of Fortunes when he's snoozing and tapped out. So this hand looks pretty good. Crypt Incursion's a little late. Crypt is a little late, but we've got 2 Guild Gates, so all we need is some lands, and we'll be set. Alchemy is a good draw. If we can hit another land, that'll be perfect. Curse of the Bloody Tome is a good draw if we can hit another land. So he has not done anything yet. He plays Evolving Wilds and a Font. It'd be sweet if we had a White Sorcerer or Prophetic Prism to kill this Font right now. But we hit Anticipate, which is actually a good draw because hopefully we find a land, which we do. So here, do we want the green, black, or blue? I would say the Guild Gate's fine. Yep. So we can play it tapped. It's fine. And we still have an untapped land in the bottom of our deck, which isn't relevant because we don't really shuffle our deck, if I don't recall. So here, he's again, he couldn't wait. He needed to hit a land drop, which is why he main phased it. So that just allows us to run out Curse of the Bloody Tome. Well, he can't counter it, and I doubt he has removal for enchantments. We also hit another come into play tap land, which is perfect. If we had a white source, it'd be sweet to kill this Font, but he's kind of just helping us out by drawing extra cards, really. Getting rid of Last Breath is really sweet. Getting rid of Duress is really sweet. He has to discard. So we're still only on 4 lands. Kind of killing him in the racing department and in the milling department. Probably should just Forbidden Alchemy here and try to hit a land, maybe. But I think I just take the opportunity to Archaeomancer, get back Anticipate, and get my value while I know it can't be countered. He has cremate. Wow. He knows some of the tech. So I obviously wasn't thinking about that. Should have been more keen and waited till he was tapped out maybe. But he just got some value from me. For some reason he just can't hit a land, and I've been milling all non-lands, so I can't imagine how screwed he would have been if I wasn't cursing him. So it's interesting. Alright, good, I hit a land. I like to keep up in the land count here. So I just attack, keep milling him. I hit his Crypt Incursion, which is good, and a cancel, which is good. Oromancer can get back a black or blue font. I would think black font would be better. But he targets deadweight because he wants to use it this turn. Which is really interesting because I'm obviously going to save my guy. And I get to untap a land. So I still have 3 mana open. But I don't get any value other than just get back, go save Flicker, and save my guy. So just counterspell. But it allows me to Forbidden Alchemy, which is pretty sweet. That was fun. Here, this is an interesting choice. I have 5 mana. I think I should take Prophetic Prism, Cremate. He only got back Deadweight, which is interesting. He needs to realize he needs to kill me. He probably should have taken the black font because I'm putting creatures into his graveyard. Maybe he took out a lot of his creatures. I haven't seen any creatures hit his graveyard, so I don't know. The land is okay, but I'll find lands. I think I take the Prophetic Prism because that opens up my Ray of Revelation in my hand too. The Wraths is fine too, but yeah. Take the Prism. Of course I draw my White Guildgate now. So play the White Guildgate, can't attack. I mill some lands. He has Archaeomancer. That resolves. Targeting Duress. Okay, that's maybe annoying. Duress me. Can't respond to that, so I think I'm just going to draw a card. Ooh, he has Dispel. Dang. So either way, I figured he was going to take my Flicker, so I figured I'd just draw a card, but takes Crypt Incursion, which seems weird because he's only got 1 Seraphadon in his graveyard. But okay, I'm taking some damages. 3, 4, so I have 6 mana. So I might as well resolve Forbidden Alchemy and find 2 Curse of the Bloody Tome. And I think I'm at, if I just put him on a 7-turn clock from milling while he's tapped out, I think I'm going to be in really good shape. So I do that. I'm at a pretty high life total here. So let's see what we hit. Think twice. Oh man, we're giving them all the value in a bunch of land. Playing Seraph. Murder my guy while I'm tapped out. So now it's kind of a race of me milling him versus him attacking me. So he's tapped out, so I can just, murder his guy. Or lady. Farfetch the other one, well, so we can't flicker it. When we mill him, we hit 3 land and a negate. Hitting negate's fine. Oromancer. Targeting, I would assume black font. Yep. Black font hits. I should kill it. Boom. No black font value for you. Taking 4 a turn. So I'm dead in 6 turns if nothing changed. He's taking 4 a turn to library though, so he's dead in 5 turns. So I'm ahead in this race. I also have Forbidden Alchemy in my graveyard. So he's got Cremate for my Ray where I don't have any targets, which is annoying. So I will forbid alchemy in response to let him know that maybe I have Dispel, which I don't. Here, Ceruli or Flicker, probably take Ceruli. Yep. Because it completely breaks his attack, and I only have like one card to hit off Flicker, which was Prophetic Prism. So he's playing a good job removaling my stuff. He has Archaeomancer as well, which get Crypt Incursion. So that's interesting. So I'm not trying to get back a million creatures against him. I should cremate him right now and probably take out a Think Twice, but he has so few cards left in library that probably is irrelevant. So Ceruli resolves. Like, he just can't kill me in 3 turns, so I just mill him. 3 lands and a negate. He makes me Devour Flesh, which is like whatever. I just get to gain a million life. He's dead in 2 turns. I'm dead in 6. Crypt Incursion is irrelevant. I mill 2 land, negate Auramancer, so he really boarded in negates against me. So he kills himself with inspiration. He's inspired to kill himself. So yeah, so as you can see, he was not prepared for the Curse of the Bloody Tome alternate win con except for negate. So that basically means he can't ever tap out, right? Or turn 3. You know, I have it and he doesn't have negate. He's in a losing position. So in his deck, he should have Keening Apparition, because he can get it back with the black font, and he can kill my enchantments, and he can attack me. So I think Keening Apparition is the best card. So yeah, that was a pretty sweet game. Got me fired up to play this deck. This deck seems super fun. My kind of deck. The control deck that just tries to out control other control decks, and game 1 is a pretty good example of that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this hopefully in the next couple of rounds if we keep winning. And beyond that, stay tuned for week 4. Thanks for watching.